Hey, what's going down, YouTube family? It's your boy JK Rolling. We back again. Obviously, it's been a long time and all that good stuff. We got a lot that we got to cover. I got to explain why I'm sitting in this car. I got to explain what we're doing out there. So, to keep everything going along, what we got going on today, we're just gonna start there and we're gonna backtrack later on. But for right now, we're at my homeboy house, working on his Charger V6, and we're gonna be redoing the rod bearing. Got to figure out what size it is so we can order the oversized one, but we're going to be tearing it down and getting down to that point. Going to involve taking out the timing chain, getting the valve cover off, getting at least the left side head off so we can get to that number 2 piston and check it out and see what's going on there. But from the bottom, once we take the oil pan off, we'll be able to see more or less, which one's actually causing the problem. But pretty sure regardless is going to be on that side because that's where the ticking is coming, or the knocking, not ticking, is coming from. So stay along with the journey and everything like that, man. I'm happy to be back. Shoot, it's been a journey. And like I said, when I backtrack with y'all, man, y'all are gonna see so much and hear so much, and I'm gonna catch y'all up to speed on everything and what's happening and all that good shit. And even with my homeboy's journey, you know what I'm saying? He has a lot that he's had to go through and get to the point where he's back with this vehicle right here itself now, and that's why, we're here. We're helping each other get things done, and everything like that. So JK Rolling, man, we back at it again. All right, we're gonna come back at y'all when we're actually on the vehicle and all that stuff, and show you some clips and all that in there, and then it'll be a little mix of things. But all right, y'all, so we back pretty much. Boy had to run to the store and shit like that, but we're here. We're still getting everything off and all that good stuff. Got the little sensors for the phasers off. That back one for that tone wheel back there, we got that off. Not injectors, but coil packs, all that stuff. Got the center covered up, all that goodness. So now we're just gonna work on these valve cover bolts, get those off. I'm gonna work on getting some of our front accessories off, and we're gonna keep on going through this process, man. We're gonna get this done today. focus on getting everything off the front of the motor for when we actually have to tackle the timing cover, because I want to get the timing cover out the way, and then we'll worry about the timing stuff behind it, because then we'll actually have a better shot at it and stuff like that. But it'll just make it easier for me anyway going forward in the process of trying to get down to the actual rod bearing. So we're still on the way, man. We pushing it, you know what I'm saying? We just wanted to come back in, check in with you guys, drop in a couple of helpful tips that I want to show. Mark, let's see right here, we got little markings where the timing goes, just to show. For the 3.6, if these two and these two are up, you want those to be facing up. Same way on the left side of the motor, you want those facing up. I got marks all on this thing just to make sure everything stays in time and stuff like that. You know, you don't want to, that's a big thing with the motors, you don't want to just have them come out of time and everything, but real easy to put them back in time. You just got to put your markings and just know where everything's at, but go from there, and we'll be good. So I'm gonna get set back up and everything like that, and we'll get back going on it. Hopefully it is what it is. It sounds like there's a lot of air leaking past the number 2 cylinder, so if push comes to shove, we might need to do rings on that rod as well. Hopefully the ring's not like bent up and smashed up, something like that, but it's definitely something going on that cylinder too. So once we get down to the point where we're at the bottom getting the oil pan off, we'll be able to talk a little bit more and show a little bit more about what's going on down there in that situation. But yep, the project continues, man. Appreciate y'all coming back, watching and everything. Go ahead and take a moment to say like, share, comment, subscribe. Appreciate y'all watching and everything like that for the time being. All right, let's get back into it. All right, I know I said I was gonna come back and show y'all some B-roll footage earlier, but things got into a little bit of hassle, and when that happens, I tend to like try and work my ass off and just like put my head down. I forgot to put the camera back on, but let's tune in real quick and let y'all know what's going on. So we got going through all this, like I said, first I'm taking the oil pan, girdle, whatever you would like to call it, off of one of these. So the oil pump pickup tube for the oil pump, that needs to come off as well. It's 2 10 millimeter screws that hold that in, fasteners, whatever you like to call them, but those two hold that in. Once you take those two out to get this cleared out the way, once you get all your bolts out for the pan, the big pan itself, the big silver pan, those 2 10 millimeter bolts at the back in those 2 holes that go straight up, you're probably gonna have to use a 1/4 inch just to have some, get a little bit of wiggle room, but they're straight at the back, straight up, pop them in. They're real short screws, about that long, and then that'll be your 2 hidden screws. And then at the back side, once you take off this oil pan right here, I can show you, you'll have 5 other holes that are located in the oil pump itself that you'll also need to take out. But now that I have that out the way, we're gonna try to put the oil pan back up. And this is just from a short sense. I was just looking and I was like, maybe it'll work. Maybe this is the way it needs to be done. I don't know. But looking at it, if I lift up on the oil pan here, so we get a lift up here. Let me get you guys back so you can see. If we get a lift up here, try this live so y'all can see it, see if it works with me. Lift up here. Put a couple bolts in the water pump, throw it back on, because really all we need off the water pump is the wheel that turns it to be able to put our belt back through in an assortment here that I'll have to reference the video and then come back and do that to get the crank bolt off. Everything's still in time right now. Securely put in time with the 2 holders just for safety reasons, but yeah, man, coming along. I'm glad to finally get that off. So we're just 1 step closer, or 2 steps closer, get that crank off. That'll be step 1, pull the crank off. The other small accessory that needs to come off is a tensioner wheel. Once that tensioner wheel comes off, get all the bolts out for the timing cover itself. timing cover itself will come off, and then we can go down and we'll take off the oil pan engine oil pan splashback guard, whatever you like to call it, the windage tray. That's the proper name for it, the windage tray. But we're gonna get the windage tray off at the bottom. Once we get that off, then we'll be at the spot we need to be to actually see the bottom of the bearing for the rod and piston for number 2 that we're trying to inspect, and it'll at least give us a visual there from that point. And from up top, okay, so I'm getting ahead of myself. There are way more steps still involved to get everything off, because the timing chain is going to have to come off for this side and everything like that, this head. So the last thing that'll happen will be this head coming off final, and then that'll be the last thing we need to do as far as like getting to the source of the problem. So happy got this far and everything like that. Appreciate you guys staying along. Probably gonna cut the video here. I'll come back with a part 2 once I get everything together for that. You'll probably see the finishing parts of this, a little bit more B-roll footage in between there and all that good stuff. But yeah, man, appreciate y'all coming back, viewing, sticking along with the build and seeing what I got going now. And I'm gonna continue, I promise this time, continue to keep putting out this good content for you guys and taking y'all along my journey, because this is stuff that I really am passionate about. I really want y'all to see. I want to share it with you guys, and just to give out tips like this. Like, who is gonna, I got frustrated with this last night, and like, I'm gonna figure this out. When I figure this out, hopefully I catch it on video, and I did. So get that oil pickup tube out your way, slide it forward. You're also gonna need to take out the fan to have enough room for it to come forward. The fan was not in there. Be careful, don't scratch up your nice radiator and everything like that, and you'll be perfectly 100% fine. Like I said, this is JK Rolling. Y'all have a blessed one. We'll catch y'all next time.